Hi, so I bought two different brands of these balance discs on Amazon.com and I wanted to compare and contrast them. Initially, I thought that they would actually be the same and branded differently. I assumed that they would probably be made in China and they would come from the same factory, and the only difference would be the logo on them. But that is in fact not correct. So I have two brands here. One of the brands is called Apple Round Air Stability Wobble Cushion, and the other one's from Pro Source, and I'll have links in the description section to each of these. Now I want to review the Pro Source one first, and you'll notice the Pro Source one came in two different types of boxes, but they are the same logo and same type. And if you look at this Pro Source one, my impression of the Pro Source one was that the cushion thickness of the plastic was not as thick as the Apple Round here. So the Apple Round seems a lot thicker and a lot more durable, whereas this, I had the impression that this was more of a balloon, that I was sitting on a balloon versus something that was used for exercise. Now, that does not mean that this is not the type you want, because I find that because it has thinner plastic that it wobbles a lot more. So if you're using this as a cushion and you want it to wobble more, you want it to be more like a waterbed, that this is still very much the type that you want. As you'll notice, it does have a less uniform distribution to it when you're pushing against it. And as a demonstration of just how much thinner the plastic is, you'll notice there is irregularities here. So this is the Pro Source, and this is another Pro Source, the blue one, and they're all the same. And you'll see here there's another irregularity in that area. So, but once again, you'll see how it wobbles a lot more and it feels a lot more like a waterbed. And the green one is the same from Pro Source. And once again, you'll see there's some irregularities here, though this one is a lot better than the other two from Pro Source. So here I am going to the Apple Round. And the Apple Round, you'll notice it is different. The plastic seems a lot thicker and there's more stability to it, especially if you're standing on it. And you'll see here that there isn't the irregularities that you see in all three of these other Pro Source ones. As you can see here, there's an irregularity. And side by side, the Pro Source one looks a little bit taller, probably like a couple of 8 inches taller, even if I have these inflated to a high inflation level. And here's the blue one of the Apple Round brand. So you'll see once again that there is no irregularity that you see from these, and it is a lot tougher. Now here's the logo for the Apple Round and for the Pro Source, and you'll also notice the little texture here is also different. Now the Pro Source one feels a lot more plasticky. It has that rubber feel to it, almost like the rubber latex gloves, whereas this Apple Round brand doesn't have the rubbery feel. Now that does not mean there isn't imperfections, and it's hard to get it on camera, but the plastic manufacturing is not always nice and smooth here. But I would say this is more gym quality. Now if you're using it just for sitting, I would say sitting, this Pro Source one might be a little bit better if you're using it as a seat cushion and you want it to wobble a lot. Now I've been using this as a seat cushion also, and I've sat on this for a week, and I've sat on this for a week, and pretty much this one does provide a lot more stability like a normal cushion, whereas this one, it feels like I'm on a waterbed. So now going to the pumps. The pump is also higher quality for the Apple round. So you notice this is the pump here for the Apple round, and this is the pump here for the Pro Source. And the Pro Source one is a lot more cheaper plastic and a lot more thinner. So let me compare it side by side. So you'll notice with this, you could pump more air with every pump because this stick is a lot longer. Whereas here, you might tire yourself out by pumping it, you know, twice as many times because the extension is a lot shorter. Now, one thing you want to do first when you get these is to pump it. So there's a hole here in each one of these. There's a hole here, and you could stick this nozzle in there. Just make sure you have it inserted all the way, and just test it out. Make sure you don't get one that's defective, where you're pushing that a couple of times and it doesn't seal after you take out the needle. So make sure once you get it to actually test it out first. And you'll see there's another pocket for the needle. And similarly for the Pro Source ones, there's this. And for another Pro Source one, there's this needle hole. So my recommendation in general is that the Apple round looks to be a lot more higher quality. Now these were about 75 cents to $1 more than the Pro Source ones. So the quality does show up in the price, but not by much. So the difference also is that this was actually, I believe both of these were free shipping over $35, your typical Amazon shipping fee and restrictions. So now let me step on it and show you the difference in sort of the inflation level. So I'm going to step on both of these at once, and you could see how stable it is or not stable it is. Now I'm going to step on this Pro Source, and you could make a judgment. Now you'll see right away it seems like so this, you see how it has a lot more pushback here, and there isn't really all that much stability if you're standing on it. Now if I do this side by side with a Pro Source one on the right and the Apple round on the left, now this is when I really can feel the difference. Even though on camera it might not be all that obvious, when I am actually standing on it, I could feel it. I could feel that the Pro Source has thinner rubber, thinner plastic than the Apple round brand here. So, but all in all, that's really the review that I wanted to do, and thank you for watching.